Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we are going to be getting ourselves finished with Britannia and getting ourselves a garden cloche set up. And then we have some special stuff towards the end. I hope you guys are ready. Well, today's stuff is kind of all over the place. We're going to have a lot of different things going on. One of those things is completing our quest now for mana, because this thing is completely full. And we're going to get a Flux Controller, Flux Core, and then we're also going to get the aluminum that we were needing from before. So I'm going to take this aluminum, we are going to replace it with something. Let's go ahead and replace it with that. Nickel. Yeah, we can go ahead and get some aluminum going, because we don't need that much nickel, to be honest. So, we have what is now a Flux Controller. Pretty crazy that we now have a Flux Controller. But what will we do with this Flux Controller? Well, we should be able to hook it up to our storage network, whether it be this or this, and use this to actually power everything. Like, we could wirelessly charge all of our equipment, and there's just so much we can do with this. It's kind of crazy, actually. So, I need to figure out a focus point to hook this to. Whether it be over here, I think we can probably hook it to this machine directly for right now. We can install it here, and then we can route power. Let's see, which side is this? That's the top. We'll clear out this, make it blue, and what is it, the side? Is it one of the sides? Nope, not this side. Not this side. Not the bottom. It's the face. Okay, there we go. So, with the face, we need to create ourselves a network. And we'll leave it ChosenArchitect's network. Why not? And we can make it either private, restricted, or public. Currently, I'm going to make it private. It's going to be our own network. Or technically, let's make it public. So if I share this world, you guys will be able to see it. But we can choose the color. We can make it random. At random, whatever we want to do. I'm going to make it... let's see. Like an orange, if I can find orange? Will we get a nice orange color? The random generator. That is, let's add more red. Let's do 220 there. Lower the blue. And so there we go. We have a really nice orange color for our network. Perfect. So, and let's go ahead and create. Now we have our network created. We can go ahead and select the network. Make sure you select it. And you can see on the home, there we go. Now, it says on the wireless charging. This is where we can actually enable our wireless charging. And then we can go into, where's it at? It's one of these sections. This one. And we can select what exactly we want to wirelessly charge. So we can turn all of this off. And we can say left hand, right hand to only charge things that are in our hand. And then I want to charge things that are in our hotbar for sure. And potentially things that are in our bauble inventory. And armor, if we have armor on. And of course we can configure this as we go, but as of right now, this guy is ready to go, charged up, should have some power, and we can actually enable limit, we can disable the limit, so that way it now has unlimited transfer rate, and things should stay charged. So, when we use this right here, this should automatically recharge, I do believe. It should. It's not, but it's supposed to. I think potentially because we don't have more of the Flux Network stuff. So, take a look at the Flux Network. We probably need a basic storage for Flux Network. Just a simple storage, so we're going to need Flux blocks, which we're going to need Flux. To get Flux, we're going to need redstone. Let's take a couple things of redstone here. And I'm going to do flint and steel. And I'm going to go up to our higher section of our base. Or actually, we can probably do it down here since it is grass. And we're going to light this on fire. I got flint, but I need flint and steel. I need a little bit of a fire starter. There we go. Alright, so I just need to light this on fire, throw our redstone in. And that will get us everything we need, right there. Perfect, that will allow us to get our actual Flux Network going. So, back to Flux Networks. And we should be able to make at least a normal storage. So we're going to need to make some of these Flux Core blocks, which are going to require those Flux Cores, which are these right here. And luckily we are given a few, so that way we can make this. And let's go ahead and make a basic one. There we go. Perfect. Now this should, hopefully, if we configure this correctly, this should work. Let's go ahead and remove this. And then we will set this up with that on top. And we'll select the network, which is this one. Unlimited. This should send power out to this, right? Is orange is the output. So this should, maybe it just doesn't output power directly. That is something we're going to figure out, I guess. Because well, actually, no, our bottom is receiving power. There it goes. Now it's receiving power. The face, for some reason, is not outputting power to this block. It should be set to accept power. It automatically will accept power. Oh, I know what we need. Oh, this whole thing. Oh, this whole thing is getting me. It's been a while since I've set up the networks here. So, now that I remember how everything's supposed to work, let's just put this in a place. These are both connected. And this is already and all still configured and set up. What we need is the actual points and plugs. So for adding energy to our Flux network, we're going to need a Flux plug. And that's where making one of the Flux blocks, there we go, and a Flux plug. Now this is going to put power into our system. So let's go ahead and connect this now up to our network. And you can see now we're getting a transfer rate. This thing is now full, which is the color of our network system. And now this should charge. Okay. Whew. So yeah, this is now going to continuously be charged as we go. Right? There it goes. It takes a little second. It takes just a second, but it does charge, and it will keep all of your inventory stuff charged up. Whew. That was a lot. Alright, so with Flux networks out of the way, now that we have power to charge all the items in our inventory, we can now go back into some more Botania. So we're only going to need a few things to get this set up today. And that is going to be our Terrasteel turned into Terrasteel nuggets. And we're going to make ourselves a gateway portal. This is going to be our first thing, is going to be the Elven gateway core, which is going to be the first step into our portal. Next thing we're going to need is, I think, 3 of the glimmering living wood. And that's honestly all we're going to need for the main portal build. Next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to turn this iron and diamond into their mana counterparts. And we're going to use this to actually make some mana pylons. So let's convert this over as such. And we'll make 2 mana pylons. Each one of these mana pylons are going to go on top of the mana pools that we have set there. Now, I don't think these have to go in any particular order. They used to, but they don't require that anymore. Alright, now that we have that done, let's place our core directly in the center here. That's where our core is going to go. The rest is going to be living wood and this wood. So, we're going to place living wood here. And then these corners can technically be left empty. I'm going to place living wood just to make them nice and symmetrical. And then we're going to have glimmering wood go here. And then if I place that on top of there, perfect. This does not need to go here. Little mistakes like that. But like I said, these corners can be, of course, they don't have to be there. You can leave those blank. And there's that. We'll go ahead and add that to the top. Extend this over, another piece of glimmering. And then we'll extend that over. And that is the full portal. And it should be completed. Now, like I said, these corners, I'm just going to leave them in. That should be fine. Now, we're going to route all of our mana generation over here, or at least some of it. We're going to get these 2 powering this. Everything else should be fine. And then we're going to grab some coal. Let's see. Coal blocks should do the trick. I think we have a little bit more downstairs in our coal block department. There we go. We'll get those all made up. And that'll just get a little bit more mana. Now, I do have that, but I also have this pool over here, which we do have our mana tablet. I'm going to pull the rest of the mana out of this pool, because we do have a pretty full pool here. I mean, this thing is pretty full. And then we're gonna spare to the tablet. That shouldn't take too long for it to drain out. And I think exactly what this wanted was an entire mana pool, or not entire mana pool, an entire mana tablet worth, is what it at least feels like. I don't think the mana tablet will even pull all of the mana out of this pool. Should stop soon. And there'll still be some residual. Yeah, there we go. That's a full mana tablet. Just like that. Let's head back up. And what we can do is we'll share the mana between these two. Also, we'll activate this. I'll pull all of that out. Perfect. And then we're going to give this a little bit of extra mana. If I can grab that. We'll get the mana pool. It has to have at least an eighth of a mana pool. I'm going to go to a quarter on both pools. That should be plenty. And then a quarter on this pool. Let it get there. And that'll give it a nice jump boost for getting this portal turned on. And that seems to be it. And let's turn this guy on. All we gotta do is hit this with the wand. And there we go. World calling. Oh, it turned off. Why did it turn off? Oh no. It keeps turning off. Is the structure not formed right? That's kind of confusing. We have enough mana. Oh wait, we need we need higher tier mana pylons. Don't we? Oh yeah, that's right. We need to upgrade these pylons. So, as you can see, even with me being a experienced player, I still forget things from time to time. I was wondering what the extra tear steel is going to be used for, because I thought you use an entire tear steel to make these things. Alright, so let's get our 2 eyes vendor, and literally it's as simple as this. We'll just make the other one, and there we go. There's our Natura pylons. It's funny that it even activates without these. And now it should stay afloat. There we go. Now everything's working, and it used up the mana that it needed. Perfect. Whew. For a second there, I thought I had really messed up. Alright, so we're going to take this iron. I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of this iron. We'll go ahead and get that all converted for the most part. And then I'm going to throw this in here. We should have, I think, an even amount. And this is going to actually use up the mana that's over here to convert this over. And that'll give us 15 of the Elementium ingots. This is some really fancy stuff, guys. Alright, so now that we have that done, we need ender pearls. Because I'm going to convert these ender pearls into pixie dust. And you do the same process over here. You just throw it in, and you get pixie dust out of that. Really cool. Also, this is a giant trash can, by the way. If you throw anything in there that is not mana related, it will, yeah, it'll destroy them. So, now that we have all of those items done, guys, you know what that means? Starfield generator. We can now make it. I'm gonna make 2 of them. Because one I'm gonna turn in for the Starfield generator reward, which will get us draconium dust. Turn it in. Bam. Get a reward, which is draconium dust. Let's go ahead and activate this. And we'll get that producing over here. We have so much. I think this is way too much quartz. Whew. Way too much. And guys, we are basically done with Botania. I think that's all we needed to do for Botania to get this done. Awesome. Alright, so with that being said, I mean, we have some of the major stuff done. Like, I almost feel like 10 episodes, we might be able to get this whole thing done in like 10 episodes, which is awesome. But I do have some more Elementium. You know what? Since we have this stuff to do it, and I'm feeling kind of froggy, I think we should do this. Just so we feel like a fairy as we prance around in our world. Let's do this, which is a crowd pleaser. We're going to throw this all in here. We'll get some more of this. Let that all process up. We'll grab that. Throw that in. Actually, we have just enough now. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish this off by making an Elementium Helmet. We're going to make the pants. We're going to make the chest piece. And we're also going to make the boots. And guys, we are going to be really snazzy now. Take a look at this armor. Oh yeah. One of my favorite armor sets, actually, in Britannia. The Terrasteel one is really nice, but this one is honestly one of my favorites. Plus, when you get hit with something, a fairy shoots out and attacks the enemy. Really cool. So this is going to be our armor set for right now. And I really like it. I really like it. We don't really need armor, but, you know, it's worth having. Might as well keep at least something on us. Okay, so apples. I want to go ahead and get the rest of those. And then we're going to take the Starfield generator. We're going to go up to the very top. And I'm going to place this guy right here. And so when it becomes nighttime, we'll actually be able to see up in the sky what this thing is generating. It is really cool. And it's worth making. It's definitely worth having one. So now that we have that done, I think the next step is we can make the garden cloche fairly easy. And then the next steps, this is going to be a episode all in itself. And then really we just have to get the draconic stuff done and get the clay bedrock stuff done. And guys, we have beaten this thing once we have those few things done. So as you can see, the draconic energy core is the only thing that we actually need to make, which should be pretty easy. All we need is power. I'm slowly but surely building up power right now, and we'll most likely power it directly as we go. We'll just make a bunch of generators for that. Alright, so with that being said, let's go and start working on the garden cloche. We'll get that done now. The garden cloche really was just waiting on our aluminum. That was the only thing we were waiting on, because we needed the blueprint. Let's take a look at this. Maybe it's just print, we'll pull it up. Alright, and we needed the crafting components, I do believe. Yes, the crafting components. And it was this one right here that needed aluminum. So there's that. Let's also get a frame, an item frame. And I wanted to do this just because I like showing this every time. So if you take your blueprint and put it in an item frame, it actually converts the whole item frame into a blueprint, which I think is one of the coolest things. So, as you can see, here are the few things we need. We needed vacuum tubes to make this thing. So let's go and look at the garden cloche. The garden cloche requires glass, iron mechanical component, which is going to require iron plates, which we should have the ability to make iron plates at this point with just a hammer. And if we need to make a hammer, which I think we have one. Yes, we do have one. So we can make those. Garden cloche it up. We can make one of the mechanical components. So at least get all the other base components ready to go. We need to turn this into treated wood planks. And the actual planks themselves, which we can get with a bucket. And some creosote oil, which I think we might even have some treated wood planks in here to begin with. Let's take this. Garden cloche. We should be able to make the planks, right? Where's it at? So this should come from the treated wood planks themselves. There we go. And that should be all we need for that, right? Treated wood planks, this, we need some glass, and then the vacuum tube. The vacuum tube is copper wire, nickel plate, I think nickel plate, which we already have, and then redstone and glass. The copper wire is going to be a little bit to get. We're going to need snippers or shears, copper, which I'm going to grab I'm actually just use all the copper that we currently have. We're going to need the hammer. We're going to convert all of these plates over. And we're just going to shear all of this into copper wire. How about that? And then we need glass for all of the projects. And all of this should be just about ready to go. Redstone. And that's about it, right? Are we missing one other component, I think? Nickel plates, yeah. Alright, so let's take this hammer. And we'll make a few of those. We don't really need a bunch right now. We're just working on one simple task. And you can just throw them all inside here. And look, you can make all the vacuum tubes you will ever need right there. Alright, and then last but not least, garden cloche time. Ta-da, we have one made. Let's actually go ahead and make another one of those. Oh, we're gonna need iron plates, aren't we? I wish our hammer worked. Inside here. So, garden cloche. We're missing this component. And there we go. Now we have one for ourselves. And we should be good. We're going to get cactus and canola seeds from this process. Now, we will definitely use this for cactus. So let's go ahead and get this completed. We'll throw that in there. Bam, claim our rewards. And now we get to set up the garden cloche for real now. So we're going to need some storage drawers. I'm going to go ahead and get these made up. And then I actually want to make something else. Well, actually, this thing, the garden cloche will actually stop, I guess, once it is done. Alright, so we need to figure out where to put this thing. This thing is going to need water. So I guess we could set it up right here. What better place than directly next to the water source? Yeah. And this thing takes up a whole block of face. So what I might do is we're going to run water to this. So we need fluid transfer pipes. Like so. And we'll route water into this. Through the back. Like that. That should fill up the tank. At least I think it does. It's been a while. Yes, there it goes. The water is actually working. It is flowing into the back. Perfect. Now, we do have to power this thing from the top. You know what? Just for the amount of time that we have, it's going to get a furnace gen. And that should, I think that'll be enough power to run it. Because we only need a little bit. I just need enough to get cactus flowing in this thing. Alright, so we have canola seeds. I don't really need the canola seeds, I don't think. But the cactus, we definitely want. So I'm just going to take this, put the sand here, put the cactus in. It's going to use the amount of power that it has, and it's going to start generating. After it fills up here, it fills up its buffer, it should start growing cactus. Look at that. Oh, that's such a good animation. I love it. And then it's going to output right here, so I'm going to throw this in front of that. And thus, we're going to get cactus out of this. Now, there's not any cactus seed, so you don't have to worry about that. Cactus seed is not a thing. But we're going to need this, because we're going to have to cook it. So, that's all I'm doing, guys. We have a garden cloche going. So, yeah, we've gotten a lot of stuff done. As you can see, we only have the last 3 things left. And one of these is kind of not even a thing. So, the programmer is something that we're going to be moving into next. And, because we have to wait for all this draconium to process. We're going to need a bit of the draconium to get this done. And what I can do here is just delete a bunch of this nether quartz. We don't need all that nether quartz. There's just so much. And we're done with Botania for right now. We're waiting on that, and we're waiting on the draconium dust. Which, honestly, all of this can go at this point. And we can literally turn all of these into draconium dust. So, let's take this. And all of those will be converted into draconium dust. Oh boy, we can delete, like, literally almost all of this. We have so many materials, it's quite insane at this point. But, I mean, we are 14 hours into this, so that does sort of make a little bit of sense. But we have a lot of this stuff done. Next is going to be getting into pneumatic craft. Now, pneumatic craft is very, let's say, intensive. This is probably going to take either 1 or 2 episodes all in itself to kind of demonstrate how to set up a lot of this, because this is a very big mod. It may not look very big, but believe me, it is very big. One of the things that we can probably get done today is get our tablet, our Armadron tablet, and get a drum. And we're going to take an empty drum, and we're going to use this drum and a chest to purchase oil. Because we're going to need regular oil, because we're going to have to convert that oil into a few things. So it should be an emerald for a bucket, so it's 1 to 1 right here. And what we're going to do is put emeralds in a chest and then get ourselves quite a bit of oil. Let's go ahead and get our emeralds. I'll do a stack for right now, 64 buckets of oil. Seems pretty reasonable to me. By the way, this is what the Starfield generator looks like. How cool is that? It literally adds like Britannia style stars into the sky, which I think look really good. Alright, so yeah, this is where I sleep, by the way, just in case you didn't know that. So I'm going to place my chest here, and just like that, let's place some emerald here. Shift right-click on the chest, shift right-click on the tank. Just like that, to tell it where we want things to be stored. And we're going to start purchasing things, and that being oil. I need a lot of oil, and we should be able to shift. I think we can. No, I don't remember what the maximum is. Out of items to sell, so we have 64. I'm going to place the order. And guys, we're going to wait for our... we're going to wait for the stuff to come fly down. Oh, there it goes. Look at it taking all the emeralds. That's super cool, by the way. And then it's going to bring our oil down and should fill our iron drum. If everything goes smoothly. There it goes. Look at it. Almost instantly, right? 64 buckets. Just like that. So this is going to be our friend. This is going to be our friend. We're going to have all of this oil. And then also, I think I want to potentially make some lubricant. Lubricant will be used later on. Instead of processing lubricant, we're going to, like there's a way in Pneumaticraft to make it. We're going to skip that step. And we're going to actually use the tablet to get lubricant. Actually, we could probably just... I guess we can sell LPG back, right? There's no way to actually get LPG. Because LPG is what we're going to need for the next few episodes. Yeah. I don't see any other way at this point. Yeah, that's all we have. Look at that. 10 potatoes gets us silky combs. I don't know why we'd want to get into forestry, but there's an option there if you do. I guess if you end this, into this stuff, you could... like, continue playing if you wanted to, even after you completed all your stuff. I most likely won't continue playing because that's the whole point of this, to me, is a challenge, and then I'll have to move on to the next challenge, which eventually this thing will go into expert mode, and it'll be even harder, and will take a lot more time to complete. But there we go. There is our iron drum. Really good, really awesome. I think that 64 is honestly going to be plenty for us to do. But guys, this may be a shorter episode, but really, we've actually completed a lot of stuff. And look at this, each one of these are producing all of this draconium. We're going to have plenty of draconium fairly soon, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.